Yeah, I lived in Japan for a couple of years, so I was keen to get back to Asia and use the Japanese that I'd learned when I was there before. I also had a chance to travel a lot around the region, so the idea of having a business unit role was quite appealing to get to experience different markets around Asia Pacific. Looking at career opportunities, being able to work in a diversity of markets really gives you a much different perspective about the business, a much different perspective about consumers, as well as yourself. So it's a really exciting developmental opportunity, both from a career standpoint as well as from a personal standpoint. So in moving from the US business out to Asia, one of the challenges was, in the US we've got this huge infrastructure and big businesses. And when you come to Asia, it's much smaller businesses and we have much fewer resources. So it really challenges you to become much more entrepreneurial, to figure out how to do much more with much less, which at first can be a little bit daunting, but then as you allow yourself to do that, it really opens up such an amazing world of possibilities of things you can do, both from a product standpoint, a brand standpoint, even business model standpoint. So it really allows you to experience a much bigger part of the business and have a much bigger impact on the business than I ever could when I was, one of 80 people working on a marketing team back in Chicago. We have such a diversity of markets in Asia Pacific, from the very developed like Japan and Korea to the very underdeveloped in terms of our products, markets like Indonesia, where we're just really starting to go in and crack them. So you have such a range of projects that you can work on, markets that you can work on, and then it's quite difficult to figure out where to focus your time and energy. So there's just so much opportunity to have an impact at every level of the business and every market.
The organization does not stop changing, does not stop moving.
Grab the opportunity as fast as you can. There is so much opportunity, so not only are you working in the fastest growing part of the business, but you have the opportunity to explore some amazing, new, diverse places that you have never done before. So if there's an opportunity available, grab it.
Looking after countries like Pakistan, Philippines, which are very developing countries, to Korea and Japan, which are obviously developed countries and different business models within that as well, so a lot of interesting types of businesses.
Nearly every country operates in a different way. You're going to come across situations that you haven't come across before. You're going to meet types of people that you haven't met before. And I think that those all contribute and make you a better person, make you understand people more and have an open mind. And that helps in your personal life and in your professional life.
I joined PepsiCo 3 years ago, and this is my 4th job. So it's not about moving into different countries, but the organization change give you more opportunities to work in areas that you probably never worked in before, or even work with a new team who you just learn from them. So that's actually the great thing I like about working here.
In looking at my career and the different moves I've made with PepsiCo, each move has been into a completely different type of job, and it really feels like I've had 5 different careers within the one company, which is I think one of the beauties about being with PepsiCo. I've had careers in operating businesses, I've had career in corporate roles, I've had a career in acquisitions, I've had a career in treasury, operations, and now looking after the planning function. Well, across different operating businesses such as the restaurants and also the snack food and beverage business. So I think that's one of the benefits about being in a business like ours, is that there are so many opportunities and so much diversity in role that, you know, is both interesting and also helps develop you as a professional and a person.
So I was involved in the project team that actually did a greenfield of the Vietnam food business. So yeah, at the time I was relatively new coming into Bangkok and working in the Asia Pacific region, and then given the opportunity to start a brand new business and put in a whole new $20 million capex with agro and factories, and then launch a whole new range of products and marketing campaigns was something I never would have got the opportunity to do in the UK, and that was kind of straight off the plane.
The exciting growth journey that we're embarking on is about expanding our portfolio beyond what we currently offer of beverages and chips. We're launching a new range of biscuits, we're expanding into chilled dips, and we're also bringing Quaker Oats to the market here in Australia, leveraging the successful brands globally and bringing them to life here in Australia.
I think I have one of the best jobs in Asia Pacific because I get to work with the Japan market, which is just off the charts in terms of innovation and just an extremely dynamic environment. And we have a really capable partner in Japan. Our bottler there is very innovative and very open to new things. Of course, everyone knows that Japan is crazy about innovation, but you really see that across all of our markets here in Asia Pacific. You know, when I first came out here, we had just launched Sting, which is a sports drink that we developed specifically here in Asia for Vietnam. And we've taken that product and now spread it over multiple markets where it's generating a lot of cash and a lot of revenue that we've been able to reinvest back into other brands.
You can, cross between the category like snack or beverage, and both are very dynamic and also exciting. It's actually really quite friendly place, and culture is open, teamwork.
People here are like young generation of managers. They have got like lots of brilliant ideas. We're sharing best practices, and one country has done this thing, and then it's shared to me, and then I share it out to some other countries as well.
And people are so helpful. I mean, people, if you've got a question, you can ask any number of people and they'll give you 3 or 4 recommendations, and even offer to go with you and take you to find stuff. Australia-New Zealand Women's Club actually does a Bangkok guide that they update every couple of years, so it's a place that is easy to assimilate into.
Well, it's been a lot easier than I thought it would be from a family perspective. So I am married and I've had a child while being here in Thailand. And that whole experience has been amazing. So from the first part, which is my wife coming here and wanting to work, she managed to get a better job than she was having working in the UK. So she works in hotel marketing, and she came over here and she's got a job in hotel marketing. So she's been incredibly happy. I think that's been important for us to make it work here. And then just being able to, the services, the hospitals, the playgroups, everything is so well organised here, which is completely different to what I expected. So from a family perspective, it's been really strong.
I'm single, so on the weekends I'm not out with kids and spouses and whatnot. So I've really been able to take advantage of the location of Bangkok. So within about 2 hours by flight or by car, you can be in Vietnam, you can be in Laos, you can be in Cambodia, you can be in Singapore, you can be down on the beach. So it's been a great opportunity to use the long weekends to go and travel and explore different countries, different cities, different parts of Thailand as well.
The Thai people actually are really welcoming. They're smiling a lot, so you feel welcome the first day you're here. Friday night we could go out and do like karaoke or go shopping. So actually my colleague here is more like my friends.
Yeah, Pepsi did a great job with the onboarding program. They hooked us up with an international company who took us around to find housing, and we went to the local hospital and got registered, went to the shopping malls. So really setting up the lay of the land.
And then you still can access easily to Hong Kong, Singapore, Bali, for example. It's such even if you want to go to a little bit more of an exotic place, Cambodia, Vietnam, a lot of history there where you can enjoy yourself.
I think when a lot of people think of Bangkok, besides that One Night in Bangkok song, they also think about, tuk-tuks and the street stalls and, that it's a dirty third world country. And it's actually quite different. It's really diverse. So if you want to go out and spend $1 for dinner and have a fantastic meal on the street, you can do that. But you can also go to a very, very high-end restaurant and spend $500 on your dinner if you want to.
Oh, I think you would love living in Bangkok because you got really all choices of shopping. You have a weekend market called Tuk where you can just go out and spend the whole weekend basically buying from plant, animals, souvenir, clothes, food, you name it, and at a very, very cheap price.
So the apartments here are great. They're modern apartments, big large apartments as well, and one of the ones that we chose has a big balcony, so coming from Australia we'd like to have a barbecue, so I'm sure I got one that fits a barbecue on it.
You do notice when you visit different Pepsi offices in different locations that there are some constant themes that run across. Of course there are differences, but there are some constant themes, and it's nice to have that comfort level when traveling around and knowing that people who work for Pepsi are a tight-knit group. Even if you're not working in the same country all the time, you have a common bond, and I think that's special.
It's extremely lucky working for a company like PepsiCo, where really the main language in business is English, and so whilst it's incredibly humbling, people are speaking English in meetings, which makes it a lot easier for someone who's coming from England to get by.
I've been really pleased with the possibilities from a career standpoint.
Working in PepsiCo, it's such a great place in a way that people are talented and fast-paced, and then yet we still work as a great team.
One learning opportunities that I like about PepsiCo is that you got a chance to really work with people who are just different from yourself. Let's say, for example, the XCOM team here. We have 11 of them, and they are all from 8 nationalities.
I can't start to describe how much more, how much I've learned through this whole experience, and be able to see the business in a lot more of a complete way than I did before.
If you look at my experience with PepsiCo, I started as a route salesperson in Queensland in Australia, moved to Bangkok, Thailand as part of the marketing team, and have now come back to Sydney, Australia as part of the beverages team. So I went across functions and geographies.
Asians approach the world in a different way than we do in the West. The religious background, the cultural background, everything is so different. So to have an opportunity to sit down with someone and kind of probe with them and understand how they think and how they process information and how they make decisions, it's so informative. It helps you understand how you do that yourself. I think one of the things that you have to be prepared for when you come to Asia Pacific is change. We talk about change in our home countries in the US and whatnot, but the change here is off the charts. We have extraordinarily capable and smart people out here, which is, it's really nice to come to work when you can come to work with people who you feel are smarter than you and help make you better and help raise your game. I mean, it's really just an amazing place to be.
Possibilities.
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 Possibilities.